The Amazon is speaking for itself. Brazil President Lula puts climate and inequality at the center of a UN address. CNN. Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva put inequality and the climate crisis at the center of the speech Tuesday that opened the annual UN General Debate in New York, lamenting that the international community has numbed to its responsibility to care for the world's poor. We must overcome resignation, which makes us accept such unfairness as the natural phenomenon, said the popular leftist, often referred to as Lula. There is a lack of political will from those who govern the world to overcome inequality. In his first appearance at the Global Summit since resuming office earlier this year, after more than a decade out of power, Lula also touted the new geopolitical order that could challenge the West global economics way and push for greater dialogue around the world in Ukraine. President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva at the UN on September 19, 2023. Since taking back the Brazilian presidency, Lula has worked quickly to position himself as the climate progressive and the global leader on the issue, bringing Amazon deforestation levels this summer to the lowest rate in 6 years. The remarkable reversal after the environmentally damaging policies of his predecessor, Jair Bolsonaro. The whole world has always talked about the Amazon. Now the Amazon is speaking for itself, he said Tuesday. Lula urged the rich countries to complete their clean energy and international climate funding goals, arguing that $100 billion funding plan had already become an insufficient sum. Rich countries grew based on the model with a high rate of climate-damaging gas emissions, he said. We developing countries do not want to repeat this model. In Brazil, we have already proven once and will prove again that the socially fair and environmentally sustainable model is possible. Still, Lula has faced criticism for his administration's investment in fossil fuels, including plans for a possible offshore drilling project. Remarks earlier Tuesday, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres noted that G20 countries, among them Brazil, are responsible for 80% of greenhouse emissions. They must break their addiction to fossil fuels, Guterres said. The UN gathering comes less than a month after the BRICS summit in Johannesburg, where Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa agreed to open their coalition to new entrants, expanding the alternative geopolitical and economic vision to the West. The recent expansion of the group at the Johannesburg summit meeting strengthened the fight for the order, which commemorates the economic, geographic, and political plurality of the 21st century. Lula said, "We are a force that works towards a fairer global trade in the context of the serious crisis in multilateralism." Lula has tried to fashion himself as the possible broker for peace amid Russia's war in Ukraine, putting forward earlier this year a controversial plan for negotiations. While not clearly defined, the proposal involved forming a coalition of other similarly aligned countries to mediate. Lula has also suggested that the Ukraine seize Crimea, which Russia had annexed in 2014 in pursuit of the peace deal. The notion has been rejected by Kiev and condemned by Washington. We do not underestimate the difficulties of achieving peace, but no solution will be lasting if it is not based on the dialogue, Lula said Tuesday. I have reiterated that work needs to be done to create the space for negotiations. Lula is set to meet with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on Wednesday in New York, according to his spokesperson Cynthia Ribeiro.